Iran's press TV is reporting on the interview that Iran's UN ambassador did recently. Quote, Iran will not accept any restrictions on its missile activities. The recent aggression demonstrated clearly that without Iran's military capabilities, the other side would never have been compelled to request a ceasefire, Amr Saeed Iravani said in an interview with Al Monitor news website on Friday. One of the key reasons a ceasefire has not been observed in Gaza or has not been enforced by the occupying regime in Lebanon is that the retaliatory power of the resistance groups has not yet reached a level sufficient to bring the real heat on the regime or make it vulnerable, he said. By contrast, Iran's forceful military response inflicted serious pain on the regime's social, political, and economic sections, Iravani added. The Iranian ambassador touched on US President Donald Trump's acknowledgement that the damage inflicted on Israel was so severe, in fact, that it became one of the decisive factors prompting the regime to request that the United States expedite a ceasefire. Therefore, Iran will never agree to relinquish such an effective strategic lever, nor will it allow itself to be disarmed in the face of potential future attacks, Iravani said. So, this is completely true, like nothing to criticize here. I think what he's saying here is 100% valid. Um and the idea that this was about not allowing Iran to have nuclear weapons, like that's just not true, right? Like that's no one believes that unless you're like a literal propagandist for Israel and America, and they know that's not true either. So I guess no one believes it. Netanyahu is just lying about it. Or I guess some Zionists in like Israeli death cult maybe believe it. But anyways, this is completely untrue, and like this attack prompted Iran to, well, it definitely prompted Iran to strengthen its military capabilities because the and it probably or it might have, like going forward, Iran might actually develop nuclear weapons, and if that were to happen, this is completely Israel and the United States fault, because up until well, in 2015 Iran reached a historic nuclear deal with the United States and other European countries, and they were completely in compliance with it. Like they were not developing nuclear weapons, and like nothing, they were not trying to like wage a war against the West or anything. They just wanted peace. But Trump ripped the deal apart. But even after that, like Iran, there's no evidence that Iran was developing actual like nuclear weapons up until today. So like Iran clearly does not want war. They want peace. Like the people definitely want peace. Everyone except maybe like, you know, Israeli death cult. Everyone in the world wants peace, and Iran's not the exception. But and the Iranian government too, they wanted peace with the West too. Like the fact that they agreed to the deal, Obama's nuclear deal in the first place, that just proves it, and they were in complete full compliance with it. So like, and this attack, the attack by Iran and the United States that happened over the past month, like that just makes the um like the people that were engaging in negotiations with the United States look stupid, and they like that made it look like the hardliners in Iran, which were like opposed to any kind of like a deal in the first place, because they didn't believe that the United States is acting in good faith, and they needed like some, they kind of felt that like the nuclear weapons was maybe necessary in the future. Like these hardliners look like the smart guys, because like if Iran had actually developed nuclear weapons by now, they might not have been attacked. Like Kim Jong Un, who's the supreme leader of the of North Korea, he's laughing right now because the reason North Korea is not attacked even and the reason and Iran is attacked is because like North Korea has nuclear weapons, so it functions as deterrence, and so like the United States and other Western countries don't bother to attack them because the nuclear countries, countries with nuclear weapons have like strong deterrence, right? So Iranian leaders, like in every single way, this attack by Iran, I mean Israel and the United States on Iran is just catastrophic, and they never should have done it. And it's like if Iran were to develop nuclear weapons from now on, you can't just like point finger at Iran. Like this could have been prevented if Trump didn't pull out of the nuclear agreement, and if Israel and Iran didn't attack Israel and the United States, I mean, didn't attack Iran over the past month. So this all could have been prevented. And even if Iran were to have nuclear weapons, like they're just gonna use it as a deterrence. Like they clearly don't want escalation. And the West or Israel and the United States are the like the global warmongers. Like they're the biggest enemy to the world peace right now. And like also when I say things like this, some people accuse me in the comment section of being anti-West, but that's not it. Like it doesn't matter who the aggressor is. I will always call out the aggressor, no matter like West, East, whatever. For example, in the case of Ukraine, like the similar things that I'm saying to Iran, I mean Israel and the United States right now, can be applied to Russia because of Russia's unlawful aggression against Ukraine. The countries like Finland, Sweden, they are joining NATO, even though there were like they especially Finland, they traditionally preferred to be neutral, but the aggression by Russia prompted them to join NATO. Like I call out any aggressor, whether it's West, East, North, South, whatever. So I just want to make that clear. And also about the point that the guy, the ambassador of Iran to UN made about Gaza, the point about like one of the key reasons a ceasefire has not been observed in Gaza is that the retaliatory power of the resistance groups has not yet reached a level sufficient to bring the real heat. Like that is true. Like Iran's retaliatory attack against Israel, like they clearly played a role in bringing this 12-day war to at least a temporary end. Hopefully, this will be permanent. But Israel and the United States are suggesting going into the war again, with Trump saying something like that, and obviously Netanyahu doesn't want it to end right now. But so like if Hamas or the resistance in Palestine had the capability as much as Iran, then yeah, like it would be a very different situation right now, right? So this attack just proved that the United States, Israel, these countries are like not the countries, or they don't have governments that can be properly negotiated with. They just want war and destruction. And unfortunately, the reality today is that the forces that are not friendly with these terrorist warmongers, if they want to maintain their independence, then they have to develop at least some kind of deterrence, whether it be military, missiles, these things. And all of this could have been prevented if Israel and the United States engaged in actual serious diplomacy. And Obama, at least to some extent, did that, but Trump ripped it apart. So even if Iran develops nuclear weapons, I think it's very important to remember that this all could have been prevented if the United States and Israel didn't do what they did. Oh, and also I forgot to add one important point that I should have mentioned. There are people that are like saying that Iranian regime is dictatorial, and which it is, like I'm not defending that. And therefore like Israel is what Israel is doing or what Israel did attacking Iran is legitimate to like free the people of Iran from their oppressive government. And like the Netanyahu regime, like Netanyahu himself had said that this is important to like free you, to bring you freedom, Iranian people, believe in me, or something like that. And first of all, if your goal is to topple the Iranian regime and not like if you're saying that this attack is gonna free the Iranian people, you're gonna have to topple the regime itself, like just attacking the nuclear weapon, nuclear facilities and disabling them from nuclear, having nuclear capabilities. That's not gonna free them, right? So you have to do regime change. So like if you like, but you're saying that your goal is to disable them from having nuclear capability, so like your excuse doesn't make any sense. Like if you want to do regime change, just say it, right? So like that's bullshit. And also that the notion that this racist anti-Arab terrorist state of Israel is gonna bring freedom to the people of Iran is just ludicrous, ridiculous. And so I'm gonna quote one uh, activist or one Iranian woman that is like fighting Iranian regime's oppression and is critical of the current regime of Iran, but she is obviously understanding that the terrorist apartheid state of Israel is not gonna bring them freedom. So this is what Hoda Katebi wrote. She's the activist based in the United States, I believe. She's an Iranian American, and she's advocating for the women's rights in Iran. So she said this was on June 12th, right after the Israel attacked Iran. To my Iranian people, I understand there are mixed emotions within our community. Stay focused. There is no world in which an apartheid state that has massacred tens of thousands of children will bring a better life to us, our families in Iran. A foreign regime change is not the same as a ground up people's revolution. Our desperation will only be replaced with more misery. So, yeah, like this is obvious. Terrorist state of Israel is not gonna bring Iranian people freedom. Iranian people understand that. Even the people that are critical of Iranian regime doesn't support Israel, or at least most of them don't support Israel toppling their government. And also like the ordinary Iranian civilians have been killed as a result of Israel's attacks too, right? Like that's been massively underreported in the Western media, but like they're not just targeting the Iranian government, they're also targeting the ordinary Iranian citizens. So I just wanted to say that point about like Israel freeing Iranian people is bullshit as well.